Welcome back, everybody. So, I got 99.9% of everything put together. I'm waiting on a carb spacer in the mail. The carburetor sits down on that vacuum tee. So I'm waiting on a 1-inch spacer. Nobody has one in the area. The best I could do was Amazon. Should be here in a couple of days. Waiting on that, and then we'll break the cam in and should be good to go. Just to be clear, I'm going to do this little video to kind of explain what happened, because cam failure is a hot topic, and I don't want somebody finding this video and then thinking that I caused the cam to fail. So, this cam is a factory unit. Check out the dish in that lifter. This one, again, is not one of the worst ones. I just grabbed it out of the bucket. So, for those of you who are not following along, Reba, the gold station wagon, I revived on the channel. The car was parked in 1990, and it sat. And when I started checking things out, I found that the crankcase was full of gasoline. The engine was stuck, like really stuck. I had to build a tool to get it to turn over. Anyway, all that's on the channel. So what I think happened, why the car was parked, is it didn't start. It just cranked, and they cranked it. It literally had 2 gallons of gasoline in the oil. Basically, they pumped gasoline contaminated oil through the engine. It washed all the oil out of the engine, and then it sat and it locked up just from moisture causing rust. It locked up, and that's where we get into this. So the lifter sits in a bore, and there's some machining done here. In fact, you can see the shadow there. So as this, it doesn't sit completely flat. It's kind of sits off at an angle, I believe, just a slight angle. And then there's some machining done to the head of this. Again, they're not flat. There's the tiniest bit of crown to them. So as the camshaft twists, this spins. Ooh, look at that rust. So as the camshaft turns and the lobe pushes this up and down, this spins in that bore to keep this and this happy. And basically, with that engine locked up, these were not spinning, and I broke it free, and these probably didn't spin for a long time. The lifter bores were clean. They were moving cleanly after everything broke free, after I drove it and I ruined the cam. But that is what caused the failure of this cam and lifters. Now, that lobe is gone. That lobe is gone. That lobe is gone. I don't believe this camshaft was failed when the car was parked, because it gradually lost power as the lobes went away and the valves were not opening. That one's almost gone. So this is my fault, but it's 50-50. I should have pulled the intake and pulled everything out and put it all back together. But honestly, the pitting on there, that was probably wasted anyway. It was going to need a cam kit anyway. So that's what happened. If you're ever reviving something, take a little bit of time, if you care about it, pull the intake manifold, make sure everything's free, especially if it's sat for 30 years, 32 years. But anyway, that's the tale of the camshaft, the failed camshaft in Reba the station wagon. So, like I said, a few days. Today's the 18th. I think that spacer is supposed to be on the 22nd. It's supposed to be in on the 22nd. So we'll get that wrapped up. And like I said, I may video part of the cam break-in, but usually I'm just trying to focus on the task at hand, and making a video might be distracting, and the cam break-in is kind of important. You don't want to be dilly-dallying. So I may film once she's running, but anyway, that's all I got for right now. Thank you. We'll talk to you later.